Okay, Jake, so we're recording right now. Let me get
Okay.
us up on Facebook here. Hold on. And live.
All right.
Hey everyone, this is Malika, Evanston Live TV, and I have with me Big Jake Blake, Big Jacob Blake. Welcome to the show, Jake. You're looking good as always.
I'm trying to hold strong for my son.
Well, you're doing a fantastic job. You and I spoke earlier, and I know you're out there. You and the Jake family, the Blake family, are out there fighting, and Justin's out there fighting. But I told you, I feel like you're speaking for all of us out
Well,
there.
I try, over the years, I've tried to be the same guy. I don't change due to circumstances. God has blessed me with a certain amount of strength, and I try to give it to everyone. I want them to feel my strength and wrap their arms around it and hold on to it. And that's just the way I am. You've known me for years, and
Yeah.
I don't believe in leaving anybody behind or anything of that nature.
Yes. Well, you and I go back to ETHS. You're a little bit older than me. But we had radio and TV together at ETHS, and we were the only two Black students in the class. And if I remember correctly, we had like the best projects. And
We
yes,
did.
we did. Yes, we did. And the most creative projects, I would say. And people right now are seeing you as this fiery vocal person. And I'm like, this is who Jake has always been. And I've been following you on Instagram, your Instagram lives, and you have always been bringing truth and education, speaking for Black people and trying to wake people up to what's going on out here. And this is who you have always been. And I said, so they picked the wrong family to mess with, most definitely.
Well, we stand united behind our son, his mother and me, and the rest of the family. We want justice. We want my son to feel as normal as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And the fairness of this whole situation, there is none, because there's no justification. What happened to my son, there's nothing that justifies being the judge, jury, and the executioner on the spot at the scene. It just doesn't. It's not feasible. It's just not acceptable. Any superlative you use, it's not that.
Mm-hmm.
And our concerns are just for his health, just for him to be, to get healthy and be as close to normal as possible right now. It'll take time for his body to heal. It was very traumatic to his body. So, we're just stay fast in prayer, and we ask that the whole Evanston community stays fast in prayer for this young guy.
How's he doing? He's in our prayers. Well, I mean, I have put out a post for him to survive what he went through. I know God has a plan for him. He has a purpose for him, because for what happened to him, it's a miracle that he is, still living, and he's in all of our prayers. And I just feel like God has a mission for him. So how is he doing these days? Like spiritually, emotionally?
He's accepting the call
Mm,
from the Creator to stand up and represent. He knows that he was blessed with an opportunity to be heard,
mm,
and he's a very selfless cat. He's worried about us more than he's worried about himself. You know, he doesn't want to put people out of their way and make people have to do stuff. He, anybody that knows him knows he's not, you know, he's not selfish.
mm,
But we're selfish for him because we want this for him. I want this for him. I want him to be okay. I want him to flourish and be as reach his potential, reach the levels that he's supposed to reach that I don't know about.
mm,
Because obviously there's something for him out there
mm-hmm.
that the Creator has in store for him. You live your life accordingly, and you receive blessings as you go along. And he's been blessed.
Mm, mm. Does he have your spiritual foundation? I know you are very um, one. You are very much informed about our history, Black history, and in that first press conference, you gave a prayer in Arabic. Is he grounded in that same spiritual foundation that you are?
He's a spiritual. He's a spiritual brother, but he's still on the path searching. You find yourself searching for the truth, and once you find the truth, you acknowledge. You know, so he's in that process, but he's a very he knows there's a Creator,
Mm,
and he's a very spiritual, guided person.
mm,
He's very thankful,
mm,
very thankful.
mm. Well, he has to have some sort of relationship, most definitely. I'm looking forward to seeing um, his mission and hearing him, speak more. I know he can't say too much because of the case, and to let everybody know now, we can't talk about the case, and I definitely don't want to ask any questions that would jeopardize the case because we need justice in this, and I just want to make sure that that stays on the path, and we can't talk about anything political because I tend to get people, well, you didn't ask him about Trump, and you didn't ask him about this, so I want everybody to know that is not what we're talking about today. Um, I'm more wanting to know how you're doing, Jake, how little Jake is doing, and his sons, your grandsons. How are they
My
doing?
grandsons went through a thing, and until they got to talk to their father. Once they got to talk to their father, I think the fear that their father wasn't going to be around anymore was what they started to believe. And now that they have communication with him on a daily basis, and their mother got to see him, so she can relate to the children more about their father. So it's a process, and these children have been traumatically affected by watching this man shoot their father 7 times in the back. And if we all keep in mind that this individual became the judge, jury, and the executioner, it was a botched execution. Because with 7 shots, he wasn't trying to take my son down. He was trying to kill my son. And we all must be aware of that. 7 shots from a .40 caliber weapon is not to just stop you. So he was trying to execute my son. And therefore, I believe in an eye for an eye and a 242, because that was totally unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
That has been put out there is not what happened in the situation. And later on, people will find out, but see, besmudging Jacob is what it's all about now. So we can besmudge his name or besmudge me. That's what it's about. And it's not about telling the truth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or how old is his oldest son?
Oh my God, Jacob is Malik. He's 12.
He's 12. Um,
Yeah.
has he seen the social media and read the articles? I know that had to have been really hard for him.
Well, he's seen it, and it's hard for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
But if we stay together in strength, see, family is strength. And sometimes you may feel a little weak, but if you have family to draw on their energy, you find yourself elevating past the point that you thought you could elevate to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So never underestimate the power of family, the power of people that bring energy to you. Energy is important, or we wouldn't have survived as long in history as we have.
You and I were talking early, and we can talk about history, Black history, American history, forever.
Forever.
Forever. It's interesting because you had sent me a message on Instagram not long before what happened to your son, and you were worried about me with the fight that I've been on for these bills, for the Black History Expansion Bill, and you were like, you had, I don't remember exactly what you said, but you said, you know, I respect the journey that you're on, but be careful because they're going to be coming after you or something, you had said. And I just appreciated the support so much because, yeah, we've been getting, I know you're getting death threats. Me and Representative Ford have been getting crazy messages. And it all stems with history, what we were talking about earlier. American history and the lies that have been told and how we're devalued, how one person, I won't say his name, can get away with so much, and then you have Bill Cosby sitting up in prison, and we're not even for sure what happened there, if any of that is even truth.
Well, in order for us to understand, we must understand the two systems of justice. See, in the justice for our Caucasian brethren, the lady has on a blindfold. Well, they're presumed innocent until they're found guilty. Well, in our justice system, she doesn't have on a pair of a blindfold. She has on a pair of binoculars, and she sees, and you have to prove you're innocent. You're guilty until you're proven innocent. So it's two different systems. And if your past is even worse, now your past has to do with what you did. So you're not judged for what you've done, you're judged for your past. You're because they've taken away. Why in 2020 am I having to speak over and over again and say that my son is a human being? Why do I have to do that in 2020?
Right.
He's a human being.
Right.
We're a part of humanity. Just like I told you earlier, we've been taken out of the X and Y, X plus Y equals Z. Well, they've erased the X. We're not in the equation anymore. We've been taken out of the equation. They don't even, they didn't see George Floyd as a human being. They didn't see Tamir Rice as a human being. They saw him as a brown person that wasn't worth. They treated the dog better than they treated my son. And we don't understand. We fail as a people to understand. Man, this is what they're going to do to us. We have to stand up and demand equal justice and being put on an equal plane. We've been asking long enough. We must stand up and demand. You know, we must demand to be treated in an equal manner. And if you can't, then we, you know, we're gonna have to discuss our options. And this is real. This is real. They've lied to us long enough about history. They've lied over and over and over again. What do you and me have to do with anything in European history other than we made history? But they don't tell you
thing is,
nothing about it.
We have a lot to do with American history, but they don't teach that part.
They don't. We're not included. We're excluded.
Right. Right.
We're excluded. Like we don't even matter. That's the problem. Is the self-esteem of young people, young brown people, was raised, then they would look at themselves in a different manner. But if you're Pavlovian, you know that the art of conditioning is very important. We've never reconditioned ourselves. We still carry chains of child slavery on our cerebellum. And in order for us to change that, you have to break the chains. But we're not breaking the chains wholeheartedly. Because there's still those that sit on the back porch of Master's house and say, Master feeds me good. He's good. You know, Mr. Johnny pays every week. I think out of the neighborhood. Well, we have to stop thinking like that. And until we do, we're doomed. We're doomed. We're African American. We're so far from Africa that we don't even remember Africa. And then here in the United States, we get no acknowledgement, no peace, no freedom. What an interesting name, an African American. On neither continent are we accepted.
Yeah, yeah.
And where are we? Right. Where are we? It's like we're caught at River Jordan. There is no boat to get across. There's no boat at River Jordan for us.
But yet we helped build this nation. We helped build the world. I mean,
built it.
Civilization, the original people of the planet. You know, it's amazing, isn't it?
Hey. It's incredible. It's incredible that we don't even acknowledge our own prowess, how high up on the chart that we are. We think down about our own self. So until we understand how powerful we really are, and that one day we must raise up and reclaim the throne. We have to realize that. That's what we have to realize. We have to stop accepting tools and fuels.
Are these things that you instilled in little Jake?
He knows it wholeheartedly.
Because what I saw was a young Black man that got up because he knew who he was and he knew this wasn't right. What was happening wasn't right. And he got up and he just calmly walked away because he knew the situation.
His babies were in the backseat. Right. His babies were in the backseat. And he wanted nothing to happen to the babies, man. But this dude shot like there was no baby in the backseat. So understand.
But that police officer is what was fed into him all these years, American history, about who we are, who we're not, we're less than human. And that's how so many of them are just so easy to.
And that's how he treated the whole situation. That's how he treated the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want everyone in Evanston to know that I love them.
Mm-hmm.
And that, you know, being born and raised there, coming from the South Side, I understood. We understand that you guys are with me.
Oh, we are
And
definitely.
nobody has hesitated. Those young girls from Fight for Black Lives in Evanston, they mean so much to me. They took care of a whole family's rent, so we could stay in Wisconsin unabated, you know, with no worries. And my family is so appreciative. I'm so appreciative. It is not easy by any means. And they stood first, young girls. And when I stood there in front of them, yeah, I cried because I couldn't believe that they had reached up and reached out and showed up and showed out.
Mm-hmm.
See, showing up and showing out for the good, you know, the little guy, that's what my father used to call, I've heard my,
Okay.
I'm sorry about that. My phone
Oh,
rings all the time. I'm so sorry, but
I know you getting calls left and right, left and right. But yes, those young ladies. Um,
good trouble is a good thing to get into, and we're looking for the good trouble, the good battle. We're gonna try to put it on steroids and make it a good battle for us all. It's not just one battle. It's a continuous battle for our society.
mm-hmm.
It's a continuous happening. If we stop or we give up, I never stop talking, I never stop being myself, I never stop telling the truth. I always believe that one day we would have to come to a crossroads.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I tell you one. I have to take some of these calls, Malika, and I love you so much, and I appreciate you.
We love you too, Jake, and let us know if there's anything that we can do, especially in this fight for justice.
Right.
We are here. We are here 100% for you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. I must go.
Okay.
But again, Malika, I promise you, and I tried to hold my. Thank you, baby.
All right. Thank you, Jake. All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.